चिरगोपहृद्यं वेदान्तदेशिकजिन्दं प्रपद्ये श्रीमते श्रीवंशगोपश्रीवेदान्तदेशिकजिन्दमः देशिकाय नमः। प्रपद्ये नरवद्यानां षड्जानं गुणसम्पदां शरणं भवभीतानां षड्गोपगुणेश्वरम् श्रीरङ्गनाथषड्गोपैतीन्द्रदृष्टुं लक्ष्मी नृसिंहशरीरकरुणैकपात्रम् श्रीरङ्गवीररघुरात् षड्गोपहृज्यं वेदान्तदेशिकजीन्दमहं प्रपद्ये श्रीमते श्रीवंशगोपश्रीवेदान्तदेशिकजीन्दमः देशिकाय नमः। ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सत्तमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः। नरेन questions anything Sadashiva, you are cutting off. Sadashiva, you have no signal properly. Tell me again.
Swamiji, are you able to hear Swamiji now?
Yeah, I can hear. Go ahead.
Swamiji, just one practical question, Swamiji. In our practical life, if somebody is going in the wrong direction, wrong mood, wrong attitude, if we point out that person with a little bit angry mood, that is wrong, that is a correct mood, or what should we do at that moment, Swamiji?
Follow what Krishna said. Now, in this context, anybody remember Sama what Krishna said? What did Krishna say in this context, Amma, for this kind of a situation? None of you? Emma, none of you remember? Padma, any clue? Okay, I'll give you the clue. Can you say? In the 18th chapter, almost at the end, what did Krishna say? Idante na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrushave vachyam na cha mam yobhyasuyati. So, dharmam is completely given in Paduka. Dharmam is completely given in Bhagavad Gita. Somebody is violating dharmam. You tell them, they get angry. Here comes Lord Krishna. Why did you tell to that kind of a person? Idante na tapaskaya, one who did not follow any austerity. Na bhaktaya, one who is not a devotee of Krishna. Nacha shushushave vachyam, one who never had an acharya. And even if he had an acharya, he never served the acharya. Nachamam yobhyasuyati, one who is jealous of Krishna. People are jealous of Krishna. Why should Krishna be the Supreme Lord? Why should Krishna be Sriman Narayana's Paripurna Avatara? Why can't my Kshudra Devatas? Why can't my other Devi Devatas of my choice, whom I worship? Therefore, such people are not receptive. Only those people who practice some austerities. That fellow doesn't even take a shower. He will start cooking. Or those people don't even take shower and start cooking. I know practically when I was young, so many families, the ladies will simply say, we will finish all the work, cooking, everything, cleaning. And then we take shower and then feel fresh. Be happy in the evening, wear a nice fresh clothes. Why? Only for happiness in the night. That's all. That's the kind of attitude they have. They have no austerities at all to follow. And their food habits. Why do you think so many people are jealous? Because their food habits are so unimaginable, full of rajoguna and tamoguna food they eat. Do you think such people will even listen to sattvic advice? No way. Nacha Sushushave Vacham. They never had an acharya. Even if they had, they just go there once in a lifetime, that's all. Either just for Samashrinam or Sharanagati. Never they'd go to acharya, do service to him, keep on asking the questions. Pariprashnena Sevaya. Neither they served their acharyas, nor they kept on asking to know more and more. Nachamam Yopshasuyati. They are jealous of Krishna. Krishna, none other than Paramapurusha, Sriman Narayana. They are jealous. So Krishna says, don't even teach them. They are not worth it. They won't accept. They will come with counter arguments. They will say that what they do is perfectly justified. You ask them, can you give one example which scripture is allowing this? They give what you call silly Puranas, 5th grade textbooks, 10th grade textbooks. Do they give any reference to any of the 10 Upanishads the three Acharyas have commented? No way. They don't even know what are the 10 Upanishads the three Acharyas commented. Do they give any reference to Bhagavad Gita? Because in the Prasthana Trayam, only 3 scriptures are valid. For real philosophical matters, especially if it pertains to moksham, only 3 scriptures are taken as acceptable by the 3 Acharyas. Brahma Sutras, if not 10 Upanishads, if not Bhagavad Gita. There ends the topic. Puranas are not at all acceptable for spiritual discussions. Puranas are good only to take the characters and then if we can learn something positive from them, but not to decide about absolute nature of Bhagavan. What is the best example Puranas are not to be accepted as authoritative? Imma, anyone of you, Divakar or anybody? Imma, anyone of you, why Puranas are not to be taken as standard? Bhagavad Ramanuja, while talking about Sharanagati, even though Varaha Charma Shlokam is more powerful, Kashta Pashana Sannibham Aham Smagami Madbhaktam Nayami Paramangatim, Bhagavad Ramanuja did not even take that quotation because it is from Purana. Today we take a quotation from one Purana and project it as an authoritative statement. Tomorrow somebody will say in Linga Purana, some Purana, this Purana, that Purana, Devi Bhagavatam. They will all bring all kinds of unacceptable Puranas. That are meant for people in Rajoguna and Tamoguna. But Mahabharata and Ramayana are not Puranas, they are called Itihasas. They are chronicles, they are diaries, a diary written. This is how it happened. That's why for Sharanagati, Bhagavad Ramanuja gives Rama's Sharanagati Shlokam and Krishna's Charma Shlokam, Sharanagati Shlokam, that's all. That's what we have to learn, sir. Is that clear, Sadashiva?
Swamiji, regarding this same contest, what should we do? I just will leave the.
Don't even think of advising them because they are not worth it. It is almost like a kid who is there in the 10th grade, struggling with the 10th grade syllabus. You need to teach them advanced quantum mechanics. What is the point? How can he understand? A person who is not even comfortable with classical mechanics, what is the point in teaching him quantum mechanics, relativistic quantum mechanics, unified field theory? Do you think he will understand, sir? That fellow doesn't even know even the simple mechanics of ordinary day-to-day world. How can they understand spiritual matters? A fellow who doesn't even do Pitru Tarpanam on the mandatory days, do you think he will accept anything that you talk about Pitru Devatas, etc.? A fellow doesn't even do Sandhya Vandanam, even though he has a Yajnapavitam. Do you think they will listen to you about Dharma? The fellow who eats all forbidden stuff, just offering a banana to Bhagavan and eating the food stuff that is prepared with all Rajoguna, Tamoguna ingredients, how do we expect him to accept? Same way, sir. Therefore, just leave them. Mudha Janmani Janmani. They take birth after birth after birth. And in any birth, when they come across a good Acharya, by some Purva Karma Phalam, then they will change. Until then, we cannot help them. So preach only to those devotees who have some positive qualities.
Okay, Swamiji. Thank you, sir. Nare.
Go ahead, Amma. Any other question you have, Amma? No questions? Nare. श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किकेसरी वेदान्ताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदासुरीं श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः श्रीमते निगमान्तमः देशिकाय नमः श्रीरङ्गनाथदेवी मणिपुरादिकाभ्यां नमः विश्वामित्रगोत्रभूषणैः अनन्तकल्याणगुणाकरैः श्रीरङ्गराजव्याज्ञानवेदान्ताचार्यपदैः कवितार्किसमेतप्रख्यातगुणसमाख्यैः सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्रैः श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यैः श्रीमन्निगमान्तमहादेशिकैः सकललोकोज्योतिकृतं श्रीरङ्गनाथ पादुका सहस्रम्. In the 7th chapter, we read up to 23 verses. So let's look at the 24th verse. Thanava vidhivat upate sarvabhaumabhisheke bharata samaya vidvihi paduke mantri mukhyaihi tvat avadhi nija karma स्थायिनीनां प्रजानां प्रथमयुगविशेषाः प्रादुरासन् विचित्राः. So Mahatma Deshika is glorifying the Paduka Devi in a very wonderful way. From a different perspective. All the prominent ministers of Bharata understood Bharata's true intentions and arranged for the Pattabhishekam of Paduka Devi. If a king is there coronated as, you call him Maharaja. But when Paduka Devi is coronated, she is called Maharani, Empress, Emperor, Empress. All the people who followed their ordained duties of Varnashrama Dharmas and submitted themselves to the royalty of Paduka Devi, they were rewarded with all the benefits of the previous yugas. Paduka Pattabhishekam happened in Treta Yugam. What is the previous yuga? Kruta Yugam. So the people who surrendered themselves to Paduka Devi got all the benefits of the previous yuga, namely Kruta Yuga. Kruta Yuga is the auspicious of Satya Yuga, when Dharma Devata was on all her four legs. The greatest of the four yugas, Kruta, Treta, Dwapara and Kali Yugas. Therefore, one should be fortunate to surrender to Paduka Devi. When we talk about dharmam, satyam, satyam comes as the number one. Satyam comes as the first and the foremost one. Where there is no satyam, there is nothing that we can do. Satyam, Daya, Danam, Shaucham. Satyam, truthfulness. Daya, mercy. Danam, giving to charity. Shaucham, cleanliness. Some people call them as Satyam, Daya, Tapam, and Shaucham. Tapam, austerity. And how are they related? Satyam, where there is truth, there will be no gambling. Because in gambling, everything is cheating. Daya, where there is mercy, animals are not killed. Satyam, Daya. Shaucham, where there is cleanliness, there is no alcoholic drinks. Austerity, tapasya, where there is austerity, there is no prostitution. So, Satyam, Daya, Tapas, Shaucham. How many people are there following? People are not ready to follow dharmam. That is the first and the foremost problem. Only in Satyuga people followed all the four things: Satyam, Daya, Tapas, and Shaucham. Therefore, if people are not there ready to listen because of their Purva Janma Vasanas that are forcing them to indulge in sin, when we talk about Varnashrama Dharmas, who is there to follow? They are not ready. because people have become so egoistic. Paduka Devi, you are so great that when Bharata did the Pattabhishekam to you, all the ministers, they know this is what Bharata wants, so they have no choice except to arrange everything for the grand Pattabhishekam of Paduka Devi. Same thing is expressed again in the next verse. अवसित रिपु शब्दान् अन्वभूस्त्वं तदानीं रघुपति पदरक्षे लब्ध राज्याभिषेक शलित भुजलतानां चामरग्राहिणीनां मणिवलय निनादैः मेधुरान् मन्त्रघोषान्. Paduka Devi's greatness again is brought about in a different way. He Manipadukas of Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra. Raghupati Padarakshe. Raghupati, the greatest person in the Raghuvamsha. As your coronation was completed, all the ladies with their beautiful hands were doing seva to Paduka Devi, Chamara Kainkaryam, taking the chamaras, fanning. And when the ladies were there doing the Chamara Kainkaryam, fanning the Paduka Devi, their beautiful hands with lots of gems-studded bangles were making very melodious sounds, and Paduka Devi enjoyed. Paduka Devi enjoyed the loud chanting of the Veda mantras, which dominated, overshadowed the useless prattling of the people who talk bad about Paduka Devi. There are people always to talk bad, but Paduka Devi enjoyed the divine Veda mantras. Meduran Mantra Ghosha, the Mantra Ghosham. That's why people chant the Veda mantras at the top of their voice. With the proper swaram and other things, so that there is no mistaking at all by anyone. Did Paduka Devi care about any kind of about the detractors? Unfortunately, detractors are always there at every time. We cannot say everybody followed dharma. Even at the time of Rama ruling Ayodhya, half knowledgeable people have always come up with new theories, not to accept the Vedic wisdom or the standards set by the Vedas, because they are not ready for that. So they give un- some kind of unacceptable theories. That is the reason why when people sit for discussions, they set the ground rules first. Why talk about academic discussions? Even in a fight, they set the ground rules first. During the time of Kurukshetra war, both parties agreed on some set rules. Number one, the fighting will be there only during the daytime, not before sunrise, not after sunset, only during the daytime. Second one, a soldier that fights on the ground can fight only with a soldier. A soldier who is there riding a horse cannot go and fight with a person walking on the ground. A soldier riding a horse, Radha Gaja Turaga Padati, can fight only with a person riding another horse. The person who is riding an elephant and fighting cannot go and then crush the people who are on the ground. He should fight only with the people who are there sitting on an elephant and fighting. The Maharathas, Ardharathas, Atirathas, etc., sitting in a chariot and fighting, cannot fight with the other people. They should fight only with the people who are there equipped with a chariot. When a person is running away, they should not fight. There should be only one-on-one fighting between equals. Lot of ground rules were set. Until Bhishma was the commander-in-chief, the ground rules were followed. But the minute Bhishma fell down, people did not follow. That's why Krishna was forced to send Yudhishthira to bring down Dronacharya, who did not follow the ground rules set before the war started. Bhagavan Krishna will never violate any dharma. That is the supremacy of Krishna. That is the absolute sticking to dharma of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He will never violate dharma. Same thing here. Even when Paduka Devi was there, if there are a couple of fellows who are there not happy with that, their murmuring is there completely ignored by Paduka Devi because she was enjoying the Veda Kosham. And in this Abhisheka Paddhati, the Pattabhishekam of Paduka Devi was so grand that all the royal ladies came to fan Paduka Devi with their creeper-like hands. And all the gems-studded bangles were making such a melodious sound. Very pleasant for Paduka Devi. And Paduka Devi was equally enjoying this melodious sounds from the bangles of the people, ladies who were fanning her, and also enjoyed the Veda Kosha. Therefore, if you want to come up in life, ignore the people who start criticizing you. Because some people don't know anything other than criticizing. In the next verse, Mahatma Deshika says, Samuchitam Abhishekam Paduke Prapnuvatyam. त्वयि विनिपतितानां देवी तीर्थोदकानां ध्वनिः अनुगतमन्त्रः सीदतां कोसलानां शमयितुम् अलम् आसीत् सङ्कुलान् आर्तनादान्. हे Paduka Devi, when Bharata performed the Pattabhishekam to you, the melodious sounds of the water falling down from you as the Pattabhishekam was going on, because that Pattabhishekam was there completely in accordance with the scriptures, with the hundreds and thousands of pots of waters from all the sacred rivers, and the Abhishekam with all those sacred waters from all the holy rivers was all the more made potent by the chanting of the Veda mantras. Both of them together, the Veda mantras and the water that fell down after the Abhishekam, could easily mitigate the pitiable cries of the people of the Kosala Desha. When Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra went to the forest, the people of Ayodhya could not take it. The people of Ayodhya were literally crying and crying and crying that their most beloved Lord Sri Ramachandra is not there with them, has gone to the forest. That is the reason why Paduka Devi was sent by Lord Sri Ramachandra to take care of all the people who could not bear their separation from Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra. They just wanted to live with Rama. And Rama somehow managed to misguide them that Rama took in one direction when they were sleeping and made sure they all went back to Ayodhya. Because the forest life is not easy for the people to go through. And Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra didn't want any of the people to suffer along with him for 14 years in the most difficult circumstances of rainy season, winter, very hot summers. Bhagavan didn't want the people of Ayodhya to suffer with him in the forest. So the people could not take it. The people of Ayodhya have to return after one day going with Rama to the forest because they could not locate Rama. But their crying did not stop. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra wanted to remove their suffering. So graciously, he sent Paduka Devi. And that Paduka Devi's Abhishekam wiped out all the misery of the people of Ayodhya. There is no comparison at all for the Pattabhishekam of Paduka Devi, because nowhere we can witness that kind of a grand event. Now comes in the next verse, Mahatma Deshika is going to the next level of glorifying Paduka Devi. Divishat Anuvidheyam Devi Rajyabhishekam Bharata Iva Yaditvam Paduke Nanamamstah Kathamiva Raghuviraha Kalpayet Alpayantraha Tri Chatura Sharapataihi Tadrusham Devakaryam. Divishat Anuvidheyam Devi Rajyabhishekam Bharata Iva Yaditvam Paduke Na Anvamamstaha Kathamiva Raghuviraha Kalpayet Alpayatnaha Tri Chatura Sharapataihi Tadrusham Devakaryam. Hey Paduka Devi, like Bharata, if you too had refused to be coronated, Lord Rama told specifically to Bharata, go and get coronated. Bharata refused. Now Mahatma Deshika is questioning, hey Paduka Devi, suppose you also refused like Bharata. Bharata said, no Pattabhishekam for me. Rama, you should come to Ayodhya, you should get the Pattabhishekam. Rama sent Padukas and go and get Pattabhishekam and rule the kingdom. If Paduka Devi also followed the example of Bharata and said, no way Rama, I will never leave you and go. I can never leave your feet and I will not go. If she also refused Paduka Devi, how could Rama have achieved the divine task of killing all the demons like Ravana, Kumbhakarna, etc. by shooting 3 or 4 arrows? Three Chatura Sharapataihi. Now, why Mahatma Deshika just put 3 or 4 arrows? It is to signify the 3 or 4 arrows to kill Khara and Dushana, the second one to kill Kumbhakarna, the third one to kill Ravana, and could the fourth one be to kill Wali? Mahatma Vedanta Deshika's intentions are beyond our comprehension. Mahatma Deshika said Rama sent out thousands of arrows to wipe out the Danavas, but he says 3 Chatura Sharapataihi. Tadrusham Devakaryam. That too, Rama did not have any enmity with any of these fellows. It is only to do the Devakaryam that these Rakshasas were harassing the Devatas, and Devatas begged for protection, and Bhagavan Sriman Narayana promised them protection. Therefore, Mahatma Deshika, in a very subtle way, says a 3 Chatura Sharapataihi, 3 or 4 arrows. Khara and Dushana, because they were tormenting the Maharshis in the Dandakaranya. In fact, the Dandakaranya Maharshi showed to Rama a huge mountain of bones and said, Rama, you know what are all these bones? These 14,000 Rakshasas headed by Khara and Dushana in this forest are just coming and killing all the people who are doing their meditation. They were such horrible Rakshasas. If they want to brush their teeth, they will come and hold a Maharshi, break his hands, and use that bone to brush their teeth. That kind of horrible people they are. And throw away the bones there. That's how Rama, this mountain of bones, has come here. Rama was just shaken to see the horrible actions of the Rakshasas. Immediately Rama gave them a promise, I will make sure that Dandakaranya is rid of all the 14,000 Rakshasas headed by Kara and Dushana. So Mahatma Deshika bringing in the concept of 3 or 4 arrows is because Kara and Dushana, the leaders of the 14,000 Rakshasas, 1 arrow. Kumbhakarna and Ravana, the 2 Dwarapalakas of Vaikuntham, Jaya and Vijaya, who were cursed to be the enemies of Bhagavan and die in his hands. So Kumbhakarna Vadha, Ravana Vadha, another 2 arrows, 3. And the fourth one, maybe Vali, another person who violated every dharma. So Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra's dharma paridakshana was made possible by Paduka Devi. That is the most important one. Paduka Devi accepting the commands of Bhagavan and going with Bharata to Ayodhya and get coronated and take care of the people of Ayodhya made Rama completely relieved of the burden of taking care of the people of Ayodhya. And Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra could easily complete the job for which he came down because he promised Paritranaya Sadhuna. The devatas who are sadhus, they were all promised protection by Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. That's why Sri Ramachandra wanted to have some absolute freedom, not to be worried about taking care of the people of Ayodhya. Katichana Padapadmasparsha Saukyam Chayanti Vratam Atulam Adhastvam Vatsaran Savadhana Raghupati Padarakshe Rakshasaihi Trasitanam Rana Ranaka Vimuktam Yena Rajyam Suranam. O divine Padukas of Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, you observed a great vratam which was never heard of before. And what is that great vratam? Leaving the holy feet of the Supreme Lord Sri Ramachandra. Every one of us are trying to be at the feet of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana or his Purnavataras like Rama, Krishna, Nrsimha, Srinivasa, etc. When we are craving to be at the feet of Bhagavan, hey Paduka Devi, what a kind of sacrifice you have done. That you left the company of the divine feet of the Lord for so many years, not 1 day or 2 days, 14 years, and yet remained so calm and unperturbed. Even though Paduka Devi got an additional burden of taking care of the vast kingdom of Kosala with headquarters at Ayodhya. Because of your observing such a great vow, means even ready to leave the feet of fathers of Lord Rama, the feet of Lord Rama. The kingdom of all gods, namely heavens, got rid of the constant fear of the demons because Ravana was a source of fear for all the devatas. When Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, Ravana were put to death by Rama, devatas were so relieved. Literally, they showered flowers on Rama all the way from heavens. The Devi Devatas were so happy that Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, they are all dead. Thanks to Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra. And in turn, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra thanks Paduka Devi. As a Kshatriya, destined to be the king to rule the whole world, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra feels obligated to take care of the people of Ayodhya. But Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra could not take care of the people of Ayodhya because he has to do Pitruvakya Paripalana. That his father should never get Anvrata Dosham, the sin of telling a lie. And Kaikeyi insisted Rama should go to the forest and Bharata should be the king. Rama had no choice but to go, but Rama's obligation to take care of the people is completely fulfilled by Paduka Devi. Even though Paduka Devi has to suffer the unimaginable pain of being away from Paduka Devi's de facto husband, namely the divine feet of Lord Rama. Not for a day or two, for 14 years, unimaginable time. And Paduka Devi has renounced the greatest happiness of being in constant touch with the divine feet of Sri Rama. The divine happiness Paduka Devi enjoyed is no longer there for Paduka Devi. In spite of that, Paduka Devi accepted that responsibility and came to Ayodhya to take care of the people of Ayodhya. Now, अधर्वो पत्नम ते विधिवत अभिषेकम विधदत्ता विधदता वसिष्ठादीनाम अपि उपचित चमत्कार भरया त्वदास्थान्या रंगक्षितिरमण पादावनी तदा लघीयस्यो जाता रघु परिषद आहो पुरुषिकाः अधर्वोपज्ञम. He divine padukas of the Supreme Lord Sri Ranganatha, the great sages headed by Vasishta. The other day I told you, I don't know, I just was curious whether anyone of you remember. There were 8 great Mahatmas who did the Pattabhishekam to Lord Sri Rama. You remember any one of them, Amma? You remember those 8 people, Amma? Any one of you?
वसिष्ठ वामदेवश्च जाबाली रथकश्यपः.
Very good. Vasishto Vamadevaisha Jabalita Kashyapah. Then
गौतमो सुयज्ञश्च वसवो वासवोस्तथा.
hey, no. Katyayano Gautamaha.
कात्यायनो गौतमः सुयज्ञश्च.
Suyagno Vijayastadha. Suyagna and Vijaya. Very good. Very good, Amma. I'm happy you follow it. I'm very happy, Amma. Sunita, you said listen only, but you are talking. Very good. Vasishta Vamadeva, Jabali Kashyapa, Kachayana Gautama, Suyajna and Vijaya. Now, hey Paduka Devi, would divine Padukas of Bhagavan Sri Ranganatha. The 8 great sages headed by Vasishta performed your Pattabhishekam in the most befitting way with all the Veda mantras as given in the Adharvana Veda. Actually, there was a rishi by name Adharva. To honor him, that Veda was called Adharva Veda. And all those great sages, Vashishta, Vamadeva, Jabali, etc., were surprised to see the majesty of your assembly that could excel the learned assemblies of all the earlier kings of Raghuvamsha. So, when Vashishta summoned all the Maharshis, Jabali, Kashyapa, Katyayana, Gautama, Suyajna, Vijaya, it was such a pleasure. Vasavo Vasavam Yadha. Just like the 8 Vasus doing the Pattabhishekam to Indra as the king of heavens. It is not that people do an Abhishekam just for name's sake. Even the great sages were surprised. They were surprised to see the majesty of her assembly, Paduka Devi's assembly, that excelled the great assemblies of the previous Raghuvamsha kings. Raghu Parishato Aho Purushika. Raghuvamsha kings are always famous to keep great Maharshis at their royal assembly. Many great Mahatmas were there in the Raghuvamsha. Starting from Ikshvaku, Kakutsa, Raghu, so many people. But Paduka Devi's Pattabhishekam excelled everything. Now to conclude, Mahatma Deshika says, to complete the Abhisheka Paddhati, Abhishechayatu sa Ramah Padena va Sprushatu Paduke Bhavati Abhiseshita Mahimatvam Kwa va Viseshaha Kshama Sametanam. Abhishechayituhu sa Ramah Padena va Sprushatu Paduke Bhavati Aviseshita Mahima Tvam Kvava Viseshaha Kshama Sametanam. Kshama Sametanam. He Paduka Devi, whether that Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra does Abhishekam to you or accepts you at his feet, your supremacy always remains the same. Because before Paduka Devi was there at the feet of Lord Rama. So, whether Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra accepted Padukas at his feet or allowed the Pattabhishekam of his Padukas, the supremacy of Paduka Devi remained the same. For those with utmost patience like you, Kshama Sameta, always on the ground, well balanced, there'll be no unnecessary perturbations of up and down, ups and downs, ups and downs. Because our lives are filled with ups and downs. Sometimes happiness, sometimes distress, sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain. We go through all these things. But for a person like Paduka Devi who has abundance of patience, Kshama Sametanam, always endowed with patience, there are no disturbances at all. There were no unnecessary perturbations at all, of sometime high, sometime low. That's the majesty of Paduka Devi. That's how Mahatma Vedanta Deshika concludes this great Abhisheka Paddhati. अभिषेचयितु सदा मः पतेन वा स्पृशतु पादुके भवति अविशेषितमहिमात्वं क्व वा विशेषः क्षमा समेतानाम्. Whether Rama accepts Paduka Devi at his feet or keeps her on his Simhasanam, Paduka Devi always remains supreme. And if you want to achieve greatness, be balanced. Kshama Sameta, always be on the ground. Well balanced. That way there are absolutely no perturbations at all. No ups and downs at all. That's how Mahatma Deshika concludes the Abhisheka Paddhati as the 7th chapter. Iti Sri Padukasya Abhisheka Paddhatihi Saptami. कवितार्किक सिंहाय कल्याण गुणशालिने श्रीमते वेंकटेशाय वेदांत गुरवे नमः. वादित पशुवो भंगा पंचानन पराक्रमः श्रीमान् वेंकटनाथार्यः चिरं विजयतां भुवि. श्रीमते निगमान्तमः देशिकाय नमः. Go ahead, Mark, quickly. If you have a question, please clarify, Amma. Anyone of you have a quick question, Amma? No questions, Amma, anyone of you? All right, Amma. We'll continue. 10:30 again, we have a chanting session. Please try to join, Amma. Nare, 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 nare.